Good day. It's August 12, 2024. One of the last Republican congressmen who voted to impeach Donald Trump advances in Washington's House Representative race. I'm Sam Buban. Welcome to this edition of The Pulse.
And I'm Joe Buban.
Congressman Dan Newhouse is vying a sixth term in the conservative district in Washington state, from the Canadian border to the Columbia River. He is one of the last remaining GOP who voted to impeach former President Donald Trump, and a candidate endorsed by former President have both advanced in Tuesday's primary to the general election in Washington State's 4th Congressional District. The Newhouse will face Gerald Sessler, a former NASCAR driver and Navy veteran, in November. This is a rematch from 2022, during the time when Sessler earned a distant 4th in the primary. Gerald Sessler, who was endorsed by the GOP in Washington and obtained Trump's backing formerly, on which he called a game change, saying that he communicates on a regular basis with Donald Trump's team, associating a text message he received from the Republican presidential nominee this year, saying that the country is counting on you. It seems like the state of Washington's primary race are attracting enormous attention as U.S. Representative Dan Newhouse competes against Gerald Sessler along with Tiffany Smiley in this year's primaries next week. While in the 3rd district, Donald Trump endorsed Joe Kent, who is trying to dislodge Democrat Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez, who defeated him 2 years ago. The race is expected to see the closest election in the country's congressional race history. Dan Newhouse and U.S. Representative David Valadao of California are the only Republican congressional lawmakers left among the 10 who voted to impeach Trump in 2021. Others retired or were defeated by Trump-endorsed primary challengers. Newhouse's approach has been to mostly get away from his responsibilities instead of focusing on agriculture and border security in a state with millions of acres of pastures, orchards, cereal grain lands where immigrant labor is extremely important. In a lead-up to the primary, Newhouse competitors repeatedly and through a persistent approach has injected his vote to impeach Trump as a huge liability. But political experts have warned that it's difficult to say whether endorsement will sway voters who already picked it out with Newhouse 2 years ago. In less than 90 days, the district is going to vote overwhelmingly for President Trump, Sessler said in a statement. I will work hard to make sure we also elect a member of Congress who will be his greatest ally in our fight to enact a pro-Constitution, pro-MAGA agenda and heal our nation from the disaster of the Biden-Harris administration. That's what he said.
An election denier loses again in the Republican primary. Valentina Gomez was running for Secretary of State of the state of Missouri, lost in the primary as she was placed on 7th among the 8 candidates who ran for the position. Gomez is a real estate investor, a daughter of immigrants from Colombia, made national headlines for making videos of anti-LGBTQ talking points, burning books using a flamethrower, saying that TikTok bloggers should be forced into military service, and saying that Black Americans are ungrateful and should kindly leave the U.S. for those asking for reparations from slavery. Commentators and observers say that Gomez ran a campaign similar to that of Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, acting irrational, hateful, and bigoted while trying to look sexy. The primary winner, Republican Missouri State Senator Denny Hoskins, will advance in November against Democrat Missouri Assemblywoman Barbara Pfeiffer.
Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, is officially the vice presidential running mate of Senator Kamala Harris. Last week, after the vice presidential picks toned down from 8 to 4, then 4 to 2 finalists, Kamala Harris finally picked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. After Harris announced Walz as her vice presidential candidate, Walz has been shown praise from moderates and progressives alike, along with small groups of conservatives. The polls and popularity had been surging between presidential and VP candidates after their first campaign together in Philadelphia on Wednesday last week. Both Harris and Walz recently campaigned in Las Vegas, Nevada last Saturday. Walz, a military veteran at the National Guard who had deployment abroad during the Operation Enduring Freedom, the U.S. invasion of Iraq. He is a public school teacher and a high school football coach who later served in the House of Representatives. He has gotten the support from different unions, the LGBTQ community, people in the military, and workers from the rural areas which he served in that district, which is a conservative-leaning area during his time in Congress. During his time as governor, he passed laws in the state that was praised by progressives and liberals, which sparked outrage from Republicans, like passing laws of allowing free school lunches in public school, especially for families with low income, paid family and medical leave in the workplace. Walz had praises from the National Rifle Association for his gun ownership advocacy before, until a series of mass shootings lead him to sign into law safety measures and expanded background checks. We are going to take a commercial break. Please stay with us.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
From the Telly Award-winning creator of Love and Karma, Legacy, and Ultra Feminist. Underneath the bright neon lights of Sin City, where fortunes are won and lost in an instant, and the truth can be a bit hazy. Join Elena, a hardworking single mother, her hot-headed son Miguel, and Gabriel, a Filipino pop star on the brink of international stardom, as they embark on a journey of self-discovery, love, and the courage to find one's voice and speak the truth. Made to Shine, coming soon. Presented by FilAmTV Network. Written and directed by Giovanni Espiritu.
To keep updated or for more information, visit filmtv.us/made to shine or scan the QR code to be added to the email list for updates and upcoming opportunities to be part of the show. Executive produced by Sam Buban and Esmeralda Padilla Gould.
Enjoy FilAmTV Network on KGNG 26.8 Las Vegas and www.filmtv.us. Search for and download FilAmTV Network in Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Download the WCE TV app from smartphones and search for FilAmTV.
Welcome back to The Pulse. Multiple media reporting of allegations that a Romanian oligarch hired Hunter Biden to influence U.S. policy, says Special Counsel David Weiss, prosecutor's office. David Weiss, appointed by Trump's Attorney General William Barr. In this recent news on Hunter Biden's ongoing federal tax case, there was a big revelation through a court filings on Wednesday. This recent Hunter Biden's tax case developments, prosecutors have come to associate President Joe Biden to his son's overseas business deals. Prosecutors' allegations claims that in order to avoid the Foreign Agents Registration Act, young Biden and Gabriel Popoviciu, a real estate tycoon, signed an agreement where Hunter's law firm would provide management services to the real estate properties in Romania. Gabriel Popoviciu was facing bribery and corruption charges in his home country. In an attempt to avoid the charges, Popoviciu hired Hunter Biden and his business associates in late 2015 to help his case. Officially, Popoviciu was found guilty in 2016 for bribing a university officer to buy a 550-acre lot of government-owned land into a cut-price deal. According to the prosecutors, the deal was structured to avoid the Foreign Agents Registration Act because Hunter was concerned about political ramifications for his father, the documents state. In 2016, Biden was vice president and weighing a presidential bid, which he ultimately did not pursue until the 2020 election. Presidential son Hunter Biden, 54, is scheduled to stand trial in Los Angeles beginning in September 9 for allegedly failing to pay $1.4 million in taxes between 2016 and 2019 on income from Chinese, Romanian, and Ukrainian dealings.
Al Jazeera reports on the UK riots. Why are far-right organizations targeting Muslims and immigrants? Following a terrible stabbing attack, pandemonium fueled by hate and disinformation has swept the United Kingdom, resulting in hundreds of arrests by police. Far-right agitators have set fire to hotels that house asylum seekers amidst the ongoing rioting in the United Kingdom. Some set fire to the Holiday Inn Express in Tamworth, England, northern region. In Rotherham, protesters also congregated close to the Holiday Inn Express, which served as a shelter for asylum seekers. Both events happened on Sunday, the following week. A surge of discontent fueled by xenophobia and false information surrounding the terrible stabbing death of 3 young girls has resulted in skirmishes between police and protesters organized by the far-right groups in numerous towns. There have been about 400 arrests. In a broadcast speech on Sunday, Prime Minister Keir Starmer declared, "I guarantee you will regret taking part in this disorder, either directly or those whipping up this disorder online." By a small minority of Britons, he has characterized the riots as organized illegal thuggery. Amidst the ongoing violence on the 6th day, 10 Downing Street, which is the Prime Minister's residence, convened an emergency cabinet office briefing room meeting, or the COBRA. Those rioting are vocal about their hatred of immigrants, but there is also a sense of underlying xenophobia against minority communities in the UK, especially Muslims, said analysts. Rosa Friedman, a professor of the University of Reading, told Al Jazeera that the riots were the result of the former conservative government's complicity with such racist far-right groups. The Prime Minister declared that he utterly disapproves of the right-wing thuggery. There will be people who were thinking that they are going on their summer holidays this week, and instead they will face a knock on the door from the police, quoted the Home Secretary Yvette Cooper in a recent interview with Sky News. Tensions had been heightened by Nigel Farage, the anti-immigration head of the populist organization Reform UK and currently a serving MP. He asserted in May that Muslims do not adhere to British ideals.
In Venezuela, President Nicolas Maduro has not succumbed to pressure of the international community, including the European Union, that the verifiable results be released or open to the public and to international observers in order to ease down the high tensions of the people on the side of the opposition. Unlike the United States and some other nations, the EU has not recognized opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia as president-elect. Copies of the electoral voting records published by the opposition and reviewed by several independent organizations indicate that Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia would appear to be the winner of the presidential elections by a significant majority, the statement added. The European Union placed pressure on Venezuelan authorities to put an end to arbitrary detentions and repression and violent rhetoric against members of the opposition and civil society, and to release all political prisoners. Opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, who was spent much of the week in hiding after Maduro threatened her with imprisonment following the rallies, praised these countries' quote-unquote commitment to democracy over the weekend. She supported Gonzalez Urrutia's candidacy when she was barred from running. On behalf of Venezuelans, I thank you for this important message, reaffirming your commitment to democracy, she wrote on X, which was formerly Twitter. In contrast to the international reactions, Maduro presented electoral records in the Supreme Court. Last week, the Venezuelan president formally asked the Supreme Court to conduct thorough investigations into the 2024 elections to dispel the narratives of alleged fraud that the Venezuelan far-right opposition and its international allies have been spreading. In addition to Nicolas Maduro, the judges subpoenaed 9 former presidential candidates: Luis Martinez, Daniel Caballos, Antonio Icari, Benjamin Yorosio, Enrique Marquez, Jose Brito, Javier Bertucci, Claudio Fermin, and Edmundo Gonzalez. Despite being required to appear before the authority, far-right politician Gonzalez did not attend the electoral chamber on Wednesday. The representatives of the political parties supporting him also did not submit any records or evidence of the alleged electoral fraud or of his supposed victory. Let's take a commercial break. Please stick around.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
From the Telly Award winning creator of Love and Karma, Legacy, and Ultra Feminist. Underneath the bright neon lights of Sin City, where fortunes are won and lost in an instant, and the truth can be a bit hazy. Join Elena, a hardworking single mother, her hot-headed son Miguel, and Gabriel, a Filipino pop star on the brink of international stardom, as they embark on a journey of self-discovery, love, and the courage to find one's voice and speak the truth. Made to Shine, coming soon. Presented by FilAmTV Network. Written and directed by Giovanni Espiritu.
To keep updated or for more information, visit filmtv.us/made to shine or scan the QR code to be added to the email list for updates and upcoming opportunities to be part of the show. Executive produced by Sam Buban and Esmeralda Padilla Gould.
Welcome back to the polls. Myanmar's strategically crucial military headquarters appeared to succumb to the resistance, dealing a blow to the state, according to a report from the Associated Press. Myanmar's military administration announced Monday that it had lost contact with the leaders of the strategically vital army headquarters in the northeast, lending credence to a militia group's claims of seizing the base. A loss of the Army's Northeast Command in Lashio City would be the latest in a string of setbacks for Myanmar's military government this year as an onslaught of an alliance of powerful ethnic minority militias makes significant progress in the civil conflict. The regime's loss of the Northeast Command is the most humiliating defeat of the war, said Morgan Michaels, a Singapore-based analyst with the International Institute of Strategic Studies, who oversees the Myanmar Conflict Map project. Without Lazio, it will be extremely difficult for the regime to hold on to its final outpost in the theater. This includes the crucial Muse border crossing with China and the strategic crossroads at Kiaukme, opening the way for strikes on PNU Luen and Mandalay, Myanmar's second largest city, Michaels stated. Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, the head of the ruling military council, gave a sketchy description of the base's surrender in a video broadcast Monday night in state television, stating that some security forces in northern Xi'an state abandoned their post to keep people safe. In a 25-minute speech, he accused ethnic resistance movement and traitor maggots within and outside Myanmar for collaboration and dissemination of lies to demoralize people. He claimed the warlordism is on the rise among insurgent group leaders and that people will endure illegal and unjust deaths, as well as an economy based on drug trafficking and gambling. The Army will continue to implement security measures to restore normalcy, he stated. The loss of the Lazio headquarters raises concerns about whether Myanmar's ruling military council will be obliged to abandon efforts to hold contested regions in order to strengthen its defense on the central heartland. Bottom line here is that one of the rebel alliance forces, the Arakan Army, is continually gaining ground against the forces of the military junta.
Back on our U.S. news, the Harris-Walz team is gaining grounds and had overtaken the Trump-Vance tickets on 3 of the battleground states of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and New Hampshire, according to several pollings released as of Friday last week. There are also soaring in donations for their campaign. How about Nevada? Trump lost in Nevada in 2020 and has not elected a Republican since President George W. Bush in 2004.
We are out of time for this edition. Please join us again next time. I'm Sam Buban. Thank you for watching.
And I'm Joe Buban. God bless your week.
From the Telly Award-winning creator of Love and Karma, Legacy, and Ultra Feminist. Underneath the bright neon lights of Sin City, where fortunes are won and lost in an instant, and the truth can be a bit hazy. Join Elena, a hard-working single mother, her hot-headed son Miguel, and Gabriel, a Filipino pop star on the brink of international stardom, as they embark on a journey of self-discovery, love, and the courage to find one's voice and speak the truth. Made to Shine, coming soon. Presented by FilAmTV Network. Written and directed by Giovanni Espiritu.
To keep updated or for more information, visit filmtv.us/made to shine or scan the QR code to be added to the email list for updates and upcoming opportunities to be part of the show. Executive produced by Sam Buban and Esmeralda Padilla Gould.
Enjoy FilAmTV Network on KGNG 26.8 Las Vegas and www.filamtv.us. Search for and download FilAmTV Network in Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Download the WCE TV app from smartphones and search for FilAmTV.